Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 66th review meet of CCB, APEX-CCB. And here we have our lovely reviewers as well as our audience. Without losing a lot of time, we'll start away with the Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata, right? So
Yes.
that is reviewed by Sandhya. Over to you, Sandhya.
Thank you. Hi everyone. So the book I'll be reviewing today is Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. So this is a Japanese translation novel. So generally, Japanese translation novels are hard to understand. I feel that because I don't know, it might be the language barriers or something, but they are very hard to understand. We have to reread a sentence over and over to understand. So as I have mentioned before, this is the second time I'm reading this book. The first time I've read this book was in 2020. Uh, the reason why I might not have understood this back in 2020 was also because maybe I was not ready to see the book in the perspective that it was written. But now, as I have reread it, I think I have understood it better. I wouldn't say that I have understood it the complete author's perspective. I might not say that I have understood, but I think I have found some of the quotations, some of the lines in the book very relatable to the current situation in the society. So the book protagonist is Kyoko Furukura, who is a 36-year-old woman who who thinks she does not belong to the societal norms, or who is not normal as society says. So when it comes to the word normal, this book has the word normal 32 times, and the book is only for 99 pages. In 99 pages book, the word normal is written for 32 times. The book, the author wants to differentiate between what normal and what abnormal that is present in the society, and I think it is a very good way that she has done it. So talking about the author, she has won many awards as an young writer and all. I think she has a pattern when it comes to her books. Uh, it starts from the protagonist's childhood. It goes on gradually. It becomes dark as it progresses. Dark and cold and all these kinds of things. This book would progress. Not just this. All the novels she has written, I have already read or I have halfway completed through Earthlings, which is also a Japanese translation, Sayaka Murata's book. And also there's another book called The Murder. All three of them are very dark in their way, or sometimes comical, I would say, but they are not the general fiction books, I would say. They are always something different. They are always something out of the box kind of books. It starts at a point where you might find it, this is just a normal book, but then as it progresses, it deals with a situation in a much different way. I found myself thinking, at a point I would think, why am I even reading this book? And then I would turn to the next page, and then I would think, oh, this point makes sense right now. So it is like that. So I have found some of the lines very interesting. So one of it was in a place where the protagonist would say, she was talking with some of her friends, and then she would think to herself that normality, however messy it was, it is far more comprehensible, which is like she is not normal as she thinks, but she goes on with her life regularly. She works in a convenience store. She goes to her work every day. She does her work. She interacts with her colleagues and all. She comes back home. She does the same thing next day, but still the society looks at her as she's not normal because she works in a convenience store. For a 36-year-old woman, she's not married, uh, she's not in any kind of relationships, and she still works in a part-time kind of place. So society thinks that this is not normal. So for the friends who the Kiko has, they work in a multi-million dollar companies, and they would come home they would think to themselves that this is not the job I want to do. I'm unhappy with my job. I'm not getting enough money, but still it is normal. It is considered normal because they are working in a big company. They are married, they have kids, they have a life that is going on. Since that Kiyako does not have this kind of things in her life, it is considered not normal. So, however, the messy, the normal life is, it is still the one thing that we understand. It is still normal and it is still happy life, we would think. But just because it is not going in the pattern that we want, so society would think that this is not normal, this is something beyond normal, and that is something that needs to be cured. So that is how the friends of Kayako or the family behaves with Kayako. And the other one is my present self is formed almost completely of the people around me. This is also very true. So whenever, so everything that we do, every thought we think, it is almost always based upon the people that are around us. So when it comes to me, I think if I'm not in this profession that I'm right now in, I don't know how I would think or I don't know how I would act. So this is how people around us would actually we get inspired by them. Everything we say, everything we talk, we get inspired by them. If we are in a certain position, we would think about the people beside us and we would act how to mingle with them, how to be normal around them. The writer, after publishing this book, she was in an interview and she was telling the press that she pretend this book is actually her life story, but not she's not unmarried and all these things, but it is somewhat related to her life story. She would tell the people that she pretended to be all feminine around her friends just to feel that she's normal. But since she's not that kind of person, she does not go out with a friend, she's not very outgoing, or she does not talk with everyone all the time. But since that society tells us this is not normal, she tried to mingle with the other people around her just to make her feel that she's normal. So this is how this book would progress upon. I think other than Kayako, there is another character in the book, the male character, which comes halfway through the book. He is not very important for the story, but somewhere he affects the protagonist mindset and all, how men can do a certain thing and manipulate a woman based on the needs of a certain thing. For example, Kayako works in a convenience store. She does not earn that much, but this male character comes into her life and he would start telling her that this is not enough for you. You should do more. Uh, you should earn more. I will stay at home. I will take care of the home. You can earn for both of us. And then she gets easily manipulated by it. That is how a person who does not have many friends or who does not know the world outside tries to be normal and ends up being manipulated by someone who's also the same person. So I think the male protagonist who's present in the book is also the same person as the female protagonist. They are not different people. I think they are actually the similar people, but different kind of mindset they have. So female protagonist, she wants to work in the convenience store and she's happy there. She wants to stay there. The male protagonist, he is happy at home, he wants to stay there. He needs food on his table. So they want two different things, but still the thinking and the way they want to do it is still the same. So I think the male and female, the characters, I think they are mirror images to each other, but with different kinds of perspective towards the world. So and also there is another saying in this book that when the society thinks that we are we crossed a certain age and we are not able to do things like we used to do, they put us aside. Like when you are no longer used to do a thing, you are no longer a, uh member in the society. That's how people would think. So for example, if this Kayako is working in the convenience store, if she crosses a 40 or 45, when she's not able to work anymore, the convenience store would not think about Kayako's future or what she would do after 45 or 46. They would simply replace her. So it's not a big deal for the convenience store or any other agency or any other workplace to replace a person, and they would not think about the personal feelings of the person, or they would not think about how this would affect a person's life and all. So they would just think about their store, their own place. So this is what Kiyako has understood over the time also, that she has to stand up for herself no matter how the society would think about her. Society may say that she's not normal. Society may say that she should be married, she should be having kids, she has to do this and more and all. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters with the Kiyako is she should stand up for herself and what she believes in, even though it is not normal. So this is, and also this is not from the same book, but this Sayaka Murata's book have so much darkness in them. I would say in one of the books she would promote about cannibalism, and in the other book she just normalizes murder and all. So I think I would not suggest these books as a for a teenage people or for someone who's below 18 and all. These Japanese translations books and all Sayaka Murata's books, they are not easy reads, and I think they are not very friendly reads also. So I will end my review with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandhya. The room is open for interaction. Thank you so much. That was a lovely review. You did convey the message of the book. However, the plot wise and all that, there is a lot of curiosity that we have. My video is on now.
Yeah.
A lot of curiosity about the plot. However, that the character that you have talked about seems to be quite interesting in the perspective of one, as a woman, the kind of challenges that she faces and other things being said. Okay, now I open the forum for questions, please, and interaction or any kind of conversations to come up with. Yes, please, you'll have to unmute your mics and speak. Yes, it's open for all, one at a time.
Yeah. Hi, that was a lovely review.
Thank you.
I read a similar book by a Japanese author, Natsuko Imamura, which is like on a similar line. Like she stalks a woman in that book, the protagonist, and she like she watches a woman sit on a park bench for a very long time from her own window, and she gets obsessed with her life, and she stalks her. She joins the same place where she works, and she befriends her, and it's a very complicated book just like this one. And I find I am intrigued by how the Japanese women explore these kind of different themes in their books. It's nice. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page of Sayaka Maruta while you were telling about her, and it looks like she is working. I mean, her work majorly concentrates on these challenging themes. So it's nice.
Is it about her story, that working in the convenience store? Is it about her own life, or is it about
She did work in a convenience store for a while.
Okay.
But she also have mentioned that this is not her story, but this is just a part of what she has seen so far in the life.
Okay.
All her books, she kind of like picks it out of her life.
Some part of it could be there, but not all.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Yes, Sheetal, having read the book and having heard the review, how do you feel?
You spoke well, Sandhya. It was a good review.
Thank you.
Yes, I've read the book, and yes, as she said, that I also find it that it's we as individuals who distinguish things as normal or abnormal. What is accepted? Most of the times, when I read this book, I could sense that it's not the the character that is, the character herself is not convinced with what she's doing, and that is what she goes about seeing in society, in people around her. And because she feels that she's not normal, so she sees that everyone else is also looking at her as abnormal, which is, I believe, her own way of her own perspective, the way she takes her own self, and that same thing is reflected in the society or people around her or friends or whoever. So yes, this is a kind of society norm, which somehow I am not convinced, because I'm not the kind of a person. But yes, you've given a good review. I've read this, and this is how the book goes. Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
So in coming up with the words, now you said that she's used it for many times throughout the book, the word normal or abnormal, right? So in what context did you believe? Is it with regards to her feelings, or is it regards with her actions? In what sense is she talking more about being abnormal?
It's more like she believes that she's not normal, and also the people around her telling that she's not normal. So in
Mhm.
that way, all throughout the book, they wanted to establish the fact that she is not normal. So it's like that.
So yes, if anybody else would like to give their response to the review, it's open. I'll reserve my comments for some more time. Yes, Umadhar Garu, మీకేమైనా thoughts ఉన్నాయా? You'll have to unmute.
No, it's a very interesting book. I have to read it. She has really opened up a nice book for us to explore. Every individual has their own way of looking at the world, and it's possible many people would take that to be abnormal. But if I had chosen to take a life of the way she wanted to go around, um, what difference does it make whether other people find it normal or abnormal? I'm sure probably she's rationalizing that and trying to understand how to fit in spite of the fact other people consider it to be not that normal. Anyway, I wouldn't be able to comment much. I'm quite inquisitive about reading one, before I can say something there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just to thank you, Mother Garu. Coming coming to a certain perspectives with respect to abnormal, normal, yeah, like all of you have mentioned, it's all most to do with perspectives and how societal norms are, or certain way to which a person is genetically made. So many factors are there. However, there are some. Surely, I was in fact interested with that concept when you're talking, because very much in parallel lines. See, this is a book that I'm currently reading. It's called The Highly Sensitive Person. So this particular, it's called the HSPs. HSPs is a category of personality. So it's also connected with psychology directly. These are the kind of people who are very rare. Like maybe 20 to 30% is a higher side is 30%, but people say 15 to 20% is what they are in the world. These are the kind of people who get overwhelmed by the crowds. They are not comfortable when it comes to certain places and all, because they are very sensitive people to energies. And they have a very high intuition. They are, if you look at it, if you look at the normal way in which a person is going and talking and feeling himself very normal in the crowd, these people may not feel like that. They may not fit like that. All I'm trying to say is what is normal and what is abnormal is something that is very subjective at this point and this perspective. I have not read the book that Sandhya has reviewed, so I'll only reserve it to the book that I am reading right now. Since the connection, yeah. Yes, Sandhya, please unmute yourself.
She has also mentioned it in one of the interviews that the character which is present in the book is actually autistic person. And all the people, all the characters in the books have one or other kind of how do I say this? Some
Mental
kind of
challenge or-
mental challenges. Yes.
Right. So I think that's where I think I was also trying to look at this, because even the very simple example I'll take between introverts and extroverts, as you all must have experienced, some of your friends and all. Introverts are not comfortable getting into crowds. They need to be literally pushed. So for them, a lot of people is like, it's not okay. And that's very normal for them. That kind of normality is something that an extrovert cannot imagine. And since I'm also into counseling right now, I totally understand the concept, and I come from a different perspective in terms of the subject as well as the behaviors as to how people go with very serious issues when it comes to them being misunderstood. There is an introvert in the house, a lot of people will not like them. In fact, even forget about the society, even within their own homes, they are not accepted. That's so unfortunate. So now she's talking about the world out there. So that's still a bigger picture. Okay. Thank you so much, Sandhya. That was lovely. And I really like the way in which you start, you get to go with different books and different authors and different cultures. That's really, really inspiring. I think we all should do that somewhere down the line. So after we are done with Sandhya's review, I would like to just check Apple's iPhone. Is this Ravi Garu? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravi Garu. So shortly your review will be starting. I'm just going to introduce. Can you switch on your video only if you can? Yeah, great.